If humans could manipulate ice and water at will, it would have the potential to revolutionize numerous industries and change the way we live our lives. This incredible ability would bring with it both opportunities and challenges, and would require careful consideration to ensure it is used responsibly. This is Fantasy World. We try to imagine everything about your fantasy. In a world where humans could manipulate ice and water at will, farmers would be able to control the water levels in their crops to maximize yields and reduce the risk of crop failure due to drought. They could ensure that crops receive just the right amount of water, at just the right time, to maximize growth and minimize waste. This would have a significant impact on food production and could help address food security issues in many parts of the world. In addition to improving crop yields, the use of ice as a coolant in the transportation of food products could reduce spoilage and increase the shelf life of food items. This would make it possible to transport food over longer distances, without the risk of spoilage, which would have a positive impact on global food distribution. For example, ice could be used to keep fruits and vegetables fresh during transport, or to store meat products at a safe temperature. In terms of environmental impact, the ability to manipulate ice and water would allow for more efficient and sustainable farming practices. Farmers could reduce water waste by ensuring that crops receive only the amount of water they need, reducing the risk of water pollution. Additionally, the use of ice as a coolant could reduce the need for refrigerants, which are a significant contributor to greenhouse gas emissions. The construction industry would also see major changes with the ability to manipulate ice and water. Ice could be used as a building material, providing a new and sustainable option for construction. The strength and durability of ice could allow for the creation of new and innovative building designs. And ice could also be used as a form of insulation to reduce energy consumption. The ability to manipulate ice and water would greatly impact energy production as well. Water is a source of renewable energy, and with the ability to manipulate it, it could be harnessed more efficiently. Hydroelectric power, which is generated by the movement of water, would become more accessible and could be harnessed to generate electricity on a large scale. In addition to hydroelectric power, the use of water as a coolant in power plants could reduce energy consumption. Currently, many power plants use cooling systems that consume large amounts of energy, contributing to their overall energy consumption. If water could be manipulated to act as a coolant, it would reduce the need for cooling systems that consume a lot of energy, thereby reducing energy consumption in power plants. Furthermore, the ability to manipulate ice and water would make it possible to harness new sources of energy, such as tidal power. Tidal power is generated by the movement of ocean tides and could be harnessed to generate electricity. Currently, tidal power is limited by the availability of suitable sites and the cost of construction. With the ability to manipulate ice and water, it would become easier to harness tidal power, making it a more accessible source of renewable energy. Another benefit of being able to manipulate ice and water would be in addressing the problems of drought and flooding. In areas facing water scarcity, humans could create ice to provide a source of water. In flood-prone areas, humans could control water levels to reduce the risk of damage to homes and properties. While the ability to manipulate ice and water would bring about numerous benefits, it would also come with a great deal of responsibility. Ethical considerations would need to be taken into account to ensure that this power is used for the benefit of all, and not just a select few. There would be a need for strict regulations and oversight to prevent abuse of this power. One of the primary concerns would be the impact on the natural environment. Manipulating water levels could impact the habitats of wildlife and plants, so it would be necessary to take measures to minimize harm. For example, steps would need to be taken to ensure that water is not drained from areas that support wildlife or aquatic plants. In addition, there would be concerns about the potential for monopolization of this power. Those who control the ability to manipulate ice and water would have significant influence over society. And there would be a need to ensure that this power is not used for personal gain at the expense of others. Another important consideration would be the impact on water resources. Water is a finite resource, and it is important to ensure that it is used in a sustainable manner. With the ability to manipulate ice and water, there would be a need to balance the demands of different uses, such as agriculture, energy production, and drinking water, to ensure that water resources are not depleted. Additionally, there would be a need for regulations to prevent the abuse of this ability. For example, controlling water levels in rivers could disrupt the ecosystem and have far-reaching impacts. The use of ice as a building material would also need to be carefully managed. as over-extraction of ice from certain areas could cause environmental harm. Furthermore, this ability could have social and economic impacts. Access to water and ice could become a commodity, with those who have the ability to manipulate it having an advantage over those who do not. This could lead to increased inequalities and social unrest. It is important that access to this ability is equitable, and that efforts are made to provide training and resources to those who need it. In conclusion, the ability to manipulate ice and water at will would bring about significant changes to the world. While it would bring new opportunities for growth and development, it would also bring new challenges and responsibilities. It is up to us to use this power wisely and for the betterment of humanity. The future of our world would be shaped by how we choose to use this ability. And it is crucial that we take a responsible and sustainable approach to ensure its benefits are shared by all.